My friend, super happy you clicked on this video because I've got something really good for you today. I'm going to do three things for you, okay? I'm going to show you how I made $55,000 in two very simple Forex trades. I'm also going to show you some of my stats from like the past 2 weeks since I started my new account. And thirdly, I'm going to give you a complimentary pat on the back. That is right. Virtual pat on the back for you, my friend. I'm going to reach through the... It's kind of hard for me to reach to the screen here to do that for you, but I'm going to try to figure it out by the end of the video. So let's go. Come on, let's go ahead and get into it here. This is my trading day today. I have closed these trades on Euro Canadian dollar and Euro USD. And these were each just Euro CAD was one trading opportunity, Euro USD was another one. So what I'm going to do right now is this is super funny. It's zoomed out really far. I'm going to go to my charts and I'm going to show you. And by the way, I share all my analysis just like these. I share it here in my free Telegram channel. I've shared these analysis since I got into these trades here in the Telegram. It's free Telegram. I'm going to put a link in the description or the pinned comment where you can just get in there. You can follow a lot of what I'm doing in there. I'm even live trading futures. I'm up on my Top Step futures account thing. Again, another green day today. We're going to go through that. I'm going to literally show you guys every single thing here in this video. So come on, let's check it out. So why did I take Euro USD? Well, I took Euro USD earlier this week because I thought that price was going to go down. Now, it's so vague. Like, why would I think price is going to go down? Well, price had made a far new high on the higher time frames, and then it had started kind of forming a little downtrend structure. What does that mean? Just lower highs. That's all. So when price started looking like it was going to fall, I ended up selling, and I called this back in my Nick's Trades group a while back. This is quite some time ago. This is another one. We'll go over that in a second, EuroCAD. But I'd called this back here, and the way that it worked was that, let's see, there's a couple trades I've taken here. Okay, so the way that it worked is that price had gone down, made a couple lower lows and lower highs after having a really big move in one direction. And then whenever it had gone down here, it pushed back up and I entered a sell. So I entered a sell on a pullback. My stop loss was above all these recent highs for a $30,000 risk, and the profit target was down here for a potential $30,000 win. So that was all fine and dandy. As this trade developed, I ended up adding to it. You can see right here, this was yesterday at 7 a.m. I added to Euro USD and placed the stop loss in the same spot. So what I did here is, as it started going down, you see the entry was up here, it went into profit, screwed around for a little bit, went down lower, pulled up, started making more lower highs. I thought that this might be the next spot where we have another leg down, and so I added. Why? It's just because during a downtrend, price makes lower highs and lower lows. You don't need a trend line. You don't need Fibonacci. You don't need all this other trash that you see online with the institutional candlestick, Wagyu beef, Kobe steak, medium rare, entry, Japanese candlestick strategy. Nothing is required. If it's going down by making lower lows and lower highs, my friend, that is all you need. Okay? And you too will be gangster just like me. I'm just kidding. I'm not super G. I actually kind of suck at trading. But with that being said, that's why I took these trades, and then I moved the stop loss for the first position down here into $7,000 of profit, and the stop loss for the second position, same position size, 20 lots, that had about a $6,000 loss. So if this went up here, I would have ended this trade about plus $1,000 in P&L, plus I had about $1,000 of swap fees that I got credited for holding the sells on a Euro USD. And then if it turned around down here, it made a profit. So I actually showed this right here. I said it'll be about a break even if it pulls upwards to the location of the basket of entries and the stop losses, or it'll be a $45,000 profit target if both entries move to the target. So what ended up happening? Well, my good friends, we had some movements on, this is another one we'll go over in a second, Euro Canadian dollar, as well as Euro USD. We had some movement to the downside. And then finally, EuroCAD hit the profit target where I closed, and then Euro USD also fell downwards to the profit target. So this right here, you can see these are the closed ones today. You can see it's about $45,000. It's almost exactly $45,000 on Euro USD, and Euro Canadian dollar was just over $10,000. It was a $10,000 risk to make a potential $10,000. So I want to make this very clear. Why did I enter USD? I sold in a damn downtrend. That is what I did. Okay, you can buy at support levels. You can sell at resistance levels. You can buy just because price has made a new low and you think it will have a reversion back up to make maybe a lower high. You could literally sell when price goes and makes a new high, thinking that it might pull back from that point and drop down and make a higher low somewhere. It doesn't matter. The trading just needs to be real simple, and you just have to structure risk in such a way that when you do win, you make a little bit more when you're right versus what you lose when you're wrong. Okay, I've been saying this since 2018 in my free Telegram channel, which if you're not in there, you're an idiot. It's literally free. Just join. It takes a few seconds. I have been saying keep things simple and control risk. Why? Because if you keep things simple, it's never going to be too overcomplicated. You're never going to freak the hell out looking at all this crazy smart money concept, institutional, Wyckoff schematic bullshit that you see all over YouTube with all these people teaching all this crazy shit. You're never going to get confused, right? It's in a downtrend and price pulled back and I enter to sell. That can quite literally be all your analysis. Doesn't matter. Technical analysis has no predictive power. It just gives you a way of controlling risk. It gives you a way of saying, okay, now that I think price is in this little downtrend thing that you're going to delusionally and schizophrenically call it a downtrend because it's making lower lows and lower highs, rightfully so. And then it's pulled back. It gives you a spot to enter a sell. It gives you a place to put your stop loss. You can put your stop loss above like the recent high in the downtrend, because if it's going to continue the downtrend, it's probably not going to break that high. And if it goes down, just, try to make a little more when you're right versus what you lose when you're wrong. You can do this with a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. And then if you're wrong about it and it goes towards stop loss, you try to close it a little early, but then you'll hold it to your profit target. That'll ensure you're making more on wins versus what you're losing on your losers, provided you win half the time and lose half the time. Or you could just set like a 1-to-2 risk reward ratio or a 1-to-3 risk reward ratio. And if it goes to the profit target, great. Now you've made 2 or 3 times whatever you risked. And if you lose, it's okay. One trade makes back 2 or 3 losses, so it's really not that big of a deal. You have to keep things simple, and then you have to control risk. If you just do those 2 things, that's all the damn mental gymnastics you have to do in trading, and it's not hard. I've made millions of dollars trading in the crypto and the stock and the Forex markets all combined. And you know that I'm very dedicated to this because I've been doing this for 9 years, and I'm literally ignoring a call from my wife right now. I'm going to click X because I want to stay here with you and I want to teach you how to trade. So let's go ahead and get right back into it. We're going to go here and look at why I took a sell on Euro Canadian dollar. I do not know if you will be able to grasp the concept of everything I'm doing here. With Euro Canadian dollar, it's going to be way too it's going to be crazy complicated. You're probably going to fail at trading. Trading is so risky and most people lose money. But I don't know, for those of you that are still with me here, we're going to go to this crazy complicated institutional analysis. Now, you can see what I did here. I structured this trade with a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Now, check it out. Price made a new lower low, made a pullback, made a set of lower highs, and then it made a new low, broke past all the recent lows, and then it pushed up here and started to make a new lower high. So I got this fantastic idea that maybe, just maybe, price might go down and make a lower low and come down to meet its next low down here where these previous lows were around 1.594 at the bottom for my little, magnifying glasses. This is where the institutions and the banks are buying at. So that's why I set my profit target. I'm kidding about the whole bank thing. The institutions and the banks are not hunting your stop losses. Okay, so down here, I put my target there, I put my stop loss up here. Now, the idea behind this, you'll see it's a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. The idea behind this is so that in case I'm wrong, price goes up, I can close the trade a little bit earlier, right? I can pretty much close it right when it gets past that zone. And if I wanted, I could even just put the stop there, put the target a little further, and then just get a 1-to-2, 1-to-3 risk reward ratio. But in this case, I choose to set the stop pretty wide. This gives me kind of some room to play around with it in case it goes up. Usually it has a pullback, and then I can close in the pullback and get out of a little bit smaller of a loss, right? I'm not saying you should do that. I'm just saying, like, I manage trades dynamically. Every single trade is different. The context is different. The dynamics and the factors and circumstances at play are all different. And so you have to manage it based on your discretion and experience and intuition. And it's just this whole thing. But that's what I do, so it is what it is. So for this, I structure with a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. I had a $10,000 risk for potential $10,000 profit. Now, this trade was based because it was a downtrend, in my opinion. A lot of you guys might say it looks like a range, and I completely understand that. Keep in mind, I'm also looking at the higher time frames, like 4-hour and daily. I thought it had overextended to the upside too far, and then it came back down, made a new low, made a set of lower highs, and then we broke past all the little recent lows that were formed here, then had a pullback. And it was also kind of a break and retest of this little support resistance zone. I just thought there were multiple things at play that dictated that price might just turn around and pull back. So I had entered a sell because I thought it was going to go down. I entered on a pullback. It was all this. Here's part of the higher time frame analysis. You can see on the daily and 4-hour charts, it's gone really far to the upside. I thought we'd just have kind of a natural, just an effortless tug back down, an effortless fall back down because of the fact we'd really overextended to the upside. That was the trade when I entered it. This was it earlier. You can see this is all the Euro Cows, the Euro USD, the original Euro USD trade. That's why I took it. What ended up happening? It ended up crashing into the profit target today for $10,000 profit. So that's that. Now, a little bonus, what I'm going to show you guys here. This is since I started this account. The account was started with $175,000. Or actually, there was a little bit left over from the other account that I just put in here. So this is $177,000, little above that. And then what I did is I have grown that account to $36,000 of profit So 177K to 214K. Swaps have actually had positive swaps. That's amazing. $1,300 in positive swap credits, and then debits of $725 for commissions. My commissions are really, really low. So this is where the account's at right now. Currently, we sit in a trade. I'm here on GBP AUD. I think /hope this is turning back around. Is it? No, this might hit stop loss. Looks like it might go knock out that high. But all in all, I'm sitting here in a net profit on the past 2 weeks that I've been doing this. This is my Nick's Trades group. This is where I call all my trades out, as well as we get on live sessions as well. And then we are able to come in here and start sharing like live trades and stuff like that. I don't post all my live trades for futures in here. What I mainly do is I post my I post the Forex trades in there, but I get on Zoom every day and we live trade futures. You can see a lot of the stuff in here from everyone else live trading. There'll be a link in the description for this group. It's a monthly subscription. You can get in here and ask me any questions you want if you'd like to join. And then I can help you with anything you need in here. People ask me questions in here all the time. And then, of course, we get on the live sessions and everything like that. So that's the group right here. You could see, though, I've also posted on Telegram quite a bit, some of these futures trades. These are some from today. So this is one of the trades today that I made about $1,000 on. Here's another one today that I ended up closing in profit after we had a nice little move on the micro ES futures with Top Step. I'll post some of my Forex trades here in the Telegram channel. Again, the Telegram channel is a free resource. There's no reason for you to not join it. I also have an email list. When I send the email out like a couple days a week, I'm trying to do every day, but I just don't get around to it every single day because I got so much going on. But yeah, on our live sessions, we have a lot of fun trading. We scalp micro ES futures. So let's go ahead and actually look into those results a little bit, because that's what we've been doing. What the hell is this? Corn cob shucks. What the hell is going on in my group chat? Okay, so the micro ES futures. So you can see today the realized P&L is just under $1,000. So we've had 3 trades today. What it's going to show a million of them here, but these are our trades today. It's all from the 15th. I'll go back one just so you can see this is all from the 14th. So it's only right here. This is from the 15th today. And you can see we had losses for the first trade. Then we had a second trade that was a partial profit. It was 1 unit of reward. And then we had the final trade, which represented 2 units of profit. So I'm going to show you all of these right here. We'll go to performance stats. You can see in the past, however long, when did I start this? July 7th? Okay, I don't even know when the hell I started. I started this like a couple... Oh, here I can see. Okay, sweet. So 1 week ago. I started this account 1 week ago. You can see I've had every day has been a green day except for Friday of last week. You can see my win rate is 50%. I've also had this thing here where you can see the stats. I put a link in the description of this video. That way that you can just go and you can view my stats, right? So it's just click the link in the description, or I'll put it in the pinned comment too. It's just the Top Step link. You could just go and see all my performance stats for future scalping. And again, all these trades are called live on the live session. Just in the first week, I'm already about halfway, a little more than halfway to the growth target. I have to get to $9,000 on this account without having any more than a $4,500 loss. So I'm halfway there. I'll give it another week or two, maybe even 3 weeks if things are really slow. You can see my other stats here. My average win's about double what my average loss is, and my profit factor is above 2, which is for a 50% win rate. That's pretty good. I mean, just the fact they even have a 50% win rate is pretty incredible, because honestly I suck at trading, but all I've been doing is taking very, very simple trades here in MES, and I've got it all figured out with the leverage and everything, and it's all been working pretty good. So you can go and view all my stats, all my trades, every little thing in here on the Top Step Futures account with the link in the description there. That's a lot of fun. We've been doing that on the live sessions. I got to grow this another, just under $4,500. So I guess I got to grow it like $4,300 or something to get to the $9,000 growth target, and then I'll be able to have the real account or whatever it is with Top Step, and then be able to trade that. Crypto has been going absolutely wild. It's been going absolutely insane. I put some crypto in here to trade with. I think I put some Solana in here. Yeah, I put like $100,000 worth of Solana here to like test out trading here on Coinbase Advanced thing, because the fees and commissions are a lot lower. So I've been doing that a lot. Crypto has just been going insane. We saw this crazy move this past week. Here, Bitcoin went all the way up to 123,000. So just above 123,000. We've since crashed down currently about 5.5%. I'm looking at the $125,000 to $130,000 range. I don't know exactly when I will sell, but I'm feeling like I might be starting to liquidate certain positions that I've been holding for years in this region right here. I just think Bitcoin has gone up really, really far. I think that we might have a little pulley woolly backy wacky And then if we do get up there, we might see like a pullback like to something like that. To maybe around 100K, perhaps even like as far as like 90K. I really don't know. All I do know is I'll be holding for now. I do think Bitcoin will see 130K, maybe even 150K or more this bull run. We need a lot of liquidity to come into Bitcoin. We need a lot of market cap for that to happen. But I do think that's a really reasonable bet. $125,000-$130,000 for Bitcoin. I'm being very conservative here. If you want to hold Bitcoin to $1 million, try to go for it. If you even want to hold it to 200K or 250K, hoping that it'll happen this bull run, I could be wrong about this, but I don't feel like that'll happen. I don't know. I've watched the crypto market for almost a decade since I started trading in 2016. I don't see that happening. I don't know. I have an intuition for it. But hey, who knows? I suck at trading, so don't listen to me. Bitcoin could do anything. There's also Algorand. Algorand has had a huge spike up. I've got a little bit of a holding in Algorand. I've got like 10% of my assets in crypto are in Algorand, just because it's a good little like FU token that has the potential to really skyrocket. And then I've got another like maybe 5% of my holdings in Solana. So most of my holdings are in Bitcoin. I have a little bit of Algorand, a little bit of Solana. Most of the Algorand just because it's gone up so much since I've got it. Even just off the lows down here, we're up over 75%. So I'm holding just these 3 tokens. I think that they'll continue to do fine. As far as the rest of the Forex trades, I will share with you what I'm looking going into this week. Now, again, you can follow this all on my free Telegram channel. If you're not in there and you're wanting to learn how to trade, you are such a dumbass. Why? I've been running the free Telegram channel for 7 years. I posted literally everything I'm doing in there. I posted not all my trades, but most of my trades, my stats, my P&L, everything, showing my accounts growing back when I was doing like 50K to 100K account challenges and just like doubling the accounts with my compounding trading approach. I've just posted it all in the Telegram channel. Just join it. If you think it's bullshit after 60 seconds, you can just leave the channel. It's no big deal. It's there to help you. I have this free YouTube channel, my free Telegram channel to help you. And I only charge if you want my personal time by joining my group. You can follow my trades. You can get on the live Zoom sessions with me. And you can ask me questions in the group chat. That's literally all I charge for right now. I don't even have a course or anything right now. It's just a subscription group where you can like pay monthly to get a little bit of access to me. So that being said, let's go ahead and run through Forex trades right here. There's a couple I'm looking at. Now, GBP AUD is one of them. I'm in this right now. I've got the session changeover happening in an hour. I don't know what will happen. The stop loss is just above this zone. I'm sitting here and I'm waiting to see what is going to happen on GBP AUD. So where are we at right here? Here we go. This is the trade. GBP AUD. I sold because it looked like it was in a downtrend, lower lows, lower highs. It had pulled back. I entered a sell. I put my stop above all the recent highs. Target, I just set it at a 1 to 2 for now. That could change. It could come closer. It could be further. We just, we don't know. And this was from earlier today when I was in all those before EU hit the profit target. So that's that for GBP AUD. Now, what else am I looking for? CHF JPY, I'm looking for longs. I'm going to see how we close for today's candles. I think a trade like this on CHF JPY would be reasonable. An entry here, a stop below the zone right there, and then just a target somewhere above. I perhaps might structure it like this with a little bit tighter stop underneath those lows and try to extend the profit target to a higher high. In this case, it might be like a 1 to 2 instead of a 1 to 1. Euro JPY, I'm sort of looking for the same thing, except I'll probably have to pick one of these or the other. I think I'll probably pick CHF JPY. For some reason, I just think it looks nicer. I'm going to check the spreads and everything before I enter, but CHF JPY and Euro JPY are almost the identical setup, so I'm not going to be entering both, but one of them I will pick and probably be calling that out here shortly in MFX, likely later tonight during Asian session. AUD USD. She has jumped downwards just like all the other USD pairs. We made tons of profits, mate. We've made so much profit, mate. We've made so much profit that we're going to go boxing with kangaroos in the Australian outback. Then we're going to go swimming with sharks. And then we're going to go riding on the back of camel spiders, mate. And we're going to get Toyota Land Cruisers. And get those little exhaust things that you put that go above the water in case you're having to go through a river. And we're going to live in Australia. But first, we've got to finish looking at the chart here. So the Australia dollar, US dollar. I'm waiting on price to come back up here into this zone. Now, what am I going to do when price gets back into this zone? I've just been teaching for like 7 years. And so I just get kind of like, I guess I kind of grow impatient sometimes. We're going to sell. Okay, class. Yay, we're going to sell. Why are we going to sell? Because it's making lower lows and lower highs and it's pulled back. What will the risk structure look like? I don't know. I don't really want to sell right here. What I would like to do, what I prefer to do is wait for price to come like all the way up here to a region like this. Um, that seems to be like it would be kind of a more reasonable area where price might bounce. Down here almost seems a little bit preemptive. I just think a deeper pullback would be better. Plus, it makes the risk structure better. If I enter somewhere up here, for example, and the stop is just above there, a 1-to-1 target's easy, right? It's before the previous low even. With the 1-to-2 target, it barely has to just come down here to just before this low, or these, I guess, instead of the double bottom previously in the past, which was earlier this month in July. It just has to have a little move towards this zone, and then this is a very nice, easy trading opportunity. So I'm going to wait for this. I'm going to see if this happens. I'm not going to put an alert quite yet. I'm just going to be looking at a few other opportunities and then just be watching this on a daily basis. GBP JPY, yesterday I missed this trade. Why did I miss this trade yesterday on GBP JPY? Here's why I missed the trade. Oh, shit. I wasn't supposed to do that. Oh, my God. Okay, here, we got to figure this out. Okay, I'm just going to leave it like this. You guys are going to live here on my desktop. Welcome. So why did I not take this trade? Because I'm a dumbass and I missed the trade and I wasn't watching it. It was yesterday this was pretty late at night, but I mean, it came down here at 7 p.m. I had more than enough time to enter it. I wasn't watching it and I didn't have an alert, which was really bad. So actually, we should probably go back to AUD USD. We should actually go set an alert on this right here because that would be very, very humiliating if I did this again. I could have made a lot of money today. I could have made more than $55,000 today, right? Today I could have made, with this so far, entry would have been there, stop underneath a target, probably a higher high. So I'd probably be up another 10 grand on this. I could have made $65,000 today, but instead I've only made $55,000. This is why I suck so much as a trader. I'm such a horrible trader that I can't even take a second to set the damn alert. So that's super, super embarrassing. Now we've got an alert on AUD USD. GBP JPY, I think the move is already beginning to occur. I probably won't be looking to enter if it does pull back in the zone again, so I'll just leave it alone. I shared this in the Telegram channel yesterday. I got no excuse for not entering it. I'm a dumbass. Roast me in the comments. So GBP Canadian dollar. What do I think is going to happen? I think we're probably going to see a continued move down. We have a recent low right here where price could come down to. It's also like a little support level. What I'm going to be looking for is for price to have a bit of a pullback, and then I can just enter short. So if price does pull back, probably like somewhere right here, the recent high is right there. I don't even need to be using these stupid little box things, right? You could just use a line. Like if you really wanted to, you could just like use a line to just put, there's the previous high. So the entry will probably be something like this. This right here would be a break and retest, but I don't think it's not a far enough pullback. I think it'd probably be better to wait for a pullback of a little bit higher. So just like something like that. Just because if that happens, it would make the risk reward easier. Like, let me show you this. If price comes up to here, and let's say you enter like right around here, right on that type of a pullback. Well, with your stop above the recent high, which would be something like that, and your target, even at a 1-to-1 target, right, it still has to make a new low, and then it could also go significantly against you and still be perfectly valid, right? It could come all the way up here and still be valid unless it breaks that recent high within this little downtrend area. And so then you're sitting in drawdown, you have the potential to make less money. Now, what happens if instead you're not a dumbass like me missing a trade, but what happens if instead you're an intelligent, respectable young man or young woman? Unless you are in fact an old man or old woman. Most of my clients are middle-aged men having midlife crises who are white, living in first world countries in mission effects. That's just the demographic. Don't blame me. I'm just the messenger. But with that being said, imagine if you're not retarded and instead you enter it. You enter when price comes up into the zone. So when price comes up into the zone right here, look, with the same stop loss and the same profit target, I will zoom in. Okay, we're gonna do enhance image. Okay, so we're going to zoom in. If you do the same damn thing, but you just wait for a better entry, right? Meaning a better entry, just a more optimal entry from a risk structure perspective. If instead of you entering right here and then hoping it'll go down, if you wait for price to go up here, so like here to this zone, and then go down, the same exact profit target and stop loss. This is a 1-to-1. The quote better entry is a 1-to-2, right? Again, with the same stop loss and the same profit target, you now stand to lose only 1 unit of risk as before. But if you're right and it moves to the same exact location, now you make 2 units of profit instead of 1. I don't really know how to sell the concept any better, so I'll just leave it at that. So I'll probably waiting here on GBP CAD for price to push up into here. I will be setting an alert right here as well because I really don't want to be another dumbass. And this is also a GBP pair, and I just feel like GBP JPY is like out to get me. And I don't want GBP CAD to do that too because it's another GBP pair. And I really have a lot of PTSD and trauma from that. And it's not something I really want to talk about. So stop being so nosy. Okay, we're going to go to the next trade. Okay, fine. NZDJPY, I do think she is in an uptrend. I'm waiting on a pullback. I don't even have an alert here either. So it's good I'm making this YouTube video because I'm going to be able to put more alerts in here. I'm going to wait for it to pull back, and if it does pull back, the trade will look like the same sort of shit, right? Buying and selling here, stop below, target above. I haven't even got any support resistance trades like the past week just because price has been trending more, which is really cool. I mean, it's not a bad thing. Same thing here on GBP USD. It's sort of the same thing as GBP CAD. So, I mean, wait for a pullback, see if it collapses. For some reason, I feel like GBP CAD is a little bit safer, and I don't know why, but I will be picking one or the other. I won't be entering most of them. I don't enter multiple correlated currencies at once. Usually the max I'll do is 2 at once with the same risk structure, and sometimes if I want, I'll like lower the risk by half on each one. So it's like I'm not going to sell GBP CAD, GBP JPY, GBP USD, GBP NZD all at the same time. Dumbass thing to do. Most of them are probably going to go the same direction most of the time, generally speaking. Not always. You can see GBP JPY has rocketed up while the other GBP pairs have gone down. But still, most of the time, they'll all go the same direction. So you're pretty much just taking the same trade. If you're selling 5 GBP pairs at once, you're taking the same trade, but with like 5 times the risk because you're risking 1 unit of risk on each one, and they're all roughly going to do the same thing. Now, if you're right, yeah, you make 5 times whatever you would have originally risked if you were to take one trade. But again, like you could have done that just by taking one of those trades and then just risking 5 times on that trade, which is a dumbass thing to do from a risk perspective. So that's that's that one. So GBP USD, NZD JPY, USD JPY looks like it's going to go up as well. I think this has gone way too far and way too parabolic for me to be looking for buys still. If anything, I'm going to be looking for resistance trade sells. We have currently broken past this resistance zone here. We've got the next resistance zone right here. So I'll be keeping my eye on that. Perhaps we bounce, perhaps we break. I'm just going to be kind of waiting for price to get there and seeing what occurs. I'll be watching it for when price gets there. So AUD JPY, I do think price is still likely to go up. Now, how would we trade this? We have to wait for a pullback. It looks like it could pull back there to those recent highs. That could present a good risk structure. The thing is I'm really invested in CHF JPY and Euro JPY that I talked about earlier. I'm really invested in seeing if these are going to work out. So I'm not quite sure exactly what I'll do. As a matter of fact, just to not confuse the shit out of myself, I will just arrange all these up here. Euro JPY, AD JPY, and CHF JPY. I'm not sure exactly what I'll do. Again, a lot of trading is just discretionary and dynamic and nuanced. But whatever I do, I'll call it in the Nix Trades group. So just go and subscribe to the Nix Trades Discord group. Just pay the monthly subscriptions. Pay me to follow my broke-ass trades. And then you too can, I don't know, maybe make money or lose money, depending on if I make money or I lose money. Let's pray that I make money. So with that being said, let's go down here further. We've got Euro AUD. I don't really see anything at the moment. USD CAD, I don't see anything at the moment. That's why all these are down here. NZD USD, I think it could pull back and come up and continue down. However, I'm already looking for that same exact outcome on AUD USD, which looks, almost identical, sort of, kind of, more or less. I don't think it would be smart to take the same trading opportunity on both. But for the hell of it, I'll go ahead and set an alert right here just so we can see what happens if we potentially could get a good entry. I would just sell here and target above, stop below. CAD JPY, just like USD JPY, it's gone way too parabolic. I don't see anything here. If anything, I see maybe some reversal sell opportunities. But then again, it's pretty bullish right now, and price is now just ranging. We'd need to see a break of these lows if it's going to come down. I don't know. We'll see. GBP NZD, I don't really see anything. Looks like it's going sideways to me. USD CHF, we're having way too much patchy price action here. It was a downtrend, and now we're going sideways. We might be breaking up to the upside and continuing in an uptrend now. I'm not quite sure. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a zone right here. I'm going to set an alert here. If we can get a pullback into that region, I will buy right there, and I'll set a stop underneath these lows. And then if we have a bounce, cool, and if not, cool. This is actually going to be one that I watched too, by the way. Last one's GBP NZD. I see nothing. AUD CAD, I don't see anything as well. I was going to look for sells on this one, but something about, it's weird because, right, this looks like it's going up. So it could be popping up here to retest this zone. And then instead of retesting it and going down, it could just be a continuation from this pullback, and it could just be going up. So I'm just probably going to just be leaving that there. And then Euro GBP, I could see this continuing up, but we'd really have to have a big pullback. And Euro GBP takes forever for these moves. You can see right here after this spike up here, this is on the 2nd of July. It went sideways here for almost 2 weeks before finally having barely a move past the high. It took almost 2 weeks for that to happen. Euro GBP, it moves very, very slow in terms of pips, and also the spreads and commissions are generally higher, With my unregulated, degenerate, offshore, chest-beating chimpanzee broker, the commissions are still pretty low, but the spreads can oftentimes be higher if you are using a regulated broker, especially in the United States. Don't get me started. It's really difficult to do. So that's it. That's crypto, that's Forex, and that's futures. Now, if you've made it here to the end of the video, this is really interesting because less than a few percentage of people ever make it to the end of my videos. If you've made it here into this video and you are not in the MFX Nick's Trades group, or the MFX mentorship group. I think we're going to be renaming it to that because I want it to be more about mentorship and coaching instead of just people joining, like salivating just to follow my trades and nothing else. Sure, you come in and follow my trades. Yes, I call all my trades in there and I post them in real time, all the updates, everything. You just copy the trades. Sure. But I want people in there who are actually interested in participating on the live sessions, people who are actually interested in engaging in the chat, people who are interested in asking me some damn questions so that I can help, because after 7 years, I'm still teaching other idiots like you how to trade, and I'm still loving every single moment of it. It is quite literally this far my life's work, and I'm way more proud of Mission FX than I am and will ever be of trading. Trading is cool. It has made me a lot of money, but I'm really, really proud of what I've built at Mission FX. And if this is you're someone who needs help in your trading and you want to get coaching, you want to get help, you want to follow my trades, it is a very, very low price to be able to have quite literally unlimited access to me every single day for an entire month at a time. And it's a little subscription thing, so you can do it as long as you want, as long as you need. You could have my help. I really want you to join if that's you, especially if you've made it here to all the way to the end of this video, because that means that I know that you're watching these videos all the way to the end, and that tells me that what I'm teaching is valuable to you, my friend. Go to missionfxtrading.com/NicksTrades, join the MFX Nick's Trades group, and I will see you in there, my sweet friend. And if not, I'll see you in the next YouTube video. Have a good one. Cheers.